it's going to be Everton in their blue shirts with white facings and white shorts, who gets this Merseyside Cup final underway. Bandon Hauwe, Liverpool, of course, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you, in an all-red strip. This is Steve Nicol, played in for Johnston. Ratcliffe is coming across to do the covering, and the ball squirting away conveniently for Sheedy. Lawrenson in quickly, and the flag is up straight away for an offside. So in those opening seconds, you instantly, quite unlike that European Cup final in Seville on Wednesday, you get a feeling of pace and power, determination and attacking force. Reid, and it's Whelan. Stevens. Sharp up. Reid. And again Whelan getting it away to Rush. MacDonald didn't get a touch there. Bracewell spreading it wide. It came off Johnston. It might come for Sharp. There's his header. Mountfield, his first test, and he's passed. Finding Trevor Stephen, but the whistle had gone. Delighted to have David Pleat, the manager of Luton Town, with me. A fairly purposeful opening few seconds, David.
Yes, they'll be a little bit nervous, which is natural at the start, but Everton have been here 3 consecutive years, and they'll be well prepared for it.
Well, it's Liverpool now who've got to be well prepared to face a free kick from Everton, a fairly central position, 25 yards, maybe a fraction more. He's certainly come up with 1 or 2 good variations. It's Reid who's standing over the ball, Bracewell just alongside him. It might well be Gary Stevens who tries to curl it, but a poor effort. Grobbelaar. 3 Milk Cup finals, but never in an FA Cup final. 28 years old. Not one of the Liverpool players has played in an FA Cup final before. The last time Liverpool won it back in 1974. Kenny Dalglish. Swift intervention there by Nicol. Mølby. Free kick to Liverpool. Lawrenson playing it for Nicol. Now for Mølby. Back to Hansen. Johnston. Mølby. And the Dane is down.
There's already been 1 or 2 fierce challenges, and it'll be up to Alan Robinson to try and keep the play flowing as much as possible. It's natural that they're going to compete fiercely in the early moments.
Equally, it's important that he stamps his authority on it as well. A good cross coming in towards Rush, but Mountfield deterred him sufficiently for the header to be steered wide, and it'll be a goal kick to be taken by Bobby Mimms. Learned his craft at places like Halifax and Rotherham. Beglin in. Mountfield again sticking very close and winning that little battle in the air with Rush.
It looks very much as though both sides back fours are going to push out very quickly, and the game is going to be contested in the middle of the field, and it'll need that extra bit of skill in there where it's tight.
Beglin, the long ball forward. Rush, some good play there with Whelan. Mølby, Rush couldn't quite pick it up again. Stevens, the long ball forward, Lineker's off, but Hansen is there steering it into touch for an Everton throw. Liverpool, a team in such a hot flush of form, 34 points from the last 36 in the league, unbeaten in their last 17. Everton, for their part, have lost only one of their last 10. Sheedy, Ratcliffe trying to get it through, but Nicol in quickly. A simple ball played by Dalglish, but there was no chance of Dalglish getting back, or indeed Johnston on Mølby's return pass.
I think the grass is very thick. It's always been a very lush surface here, and that ball seemed to hold up a little bit. Dalglish had the right idea, and it was just took the pace off at the pitch.
Well, Bob Paisley, who's been through it all before, sitting on the Liverpool bench. And Kenny Dalglish, the first to recognise that Bob Paisley has been an enormous help to him, alongside him as player manager. What a partnership. And up in Scotland, we understand that Aberdeen have gone a goal ahead in their final against Hearts. And Hewitt is the scorer for Aberdeen. Here it's 0-0. Hansen losing out momentarily to Bracewell, but being supported by Lawrenson. Nicol with a throw. Dalglish. Nicol played in again. What a good run there by MacDonald, and he very nearly got a touch on it. And in point of facts, it came through to the point that Liverpool for the moment were looking as though it may have been a handball by Mountfield. Played through delightfully there by Nicol.
I think the important thing there was that MacDonald, who tends to lack pace, can creep through stealthily into those little gaps. Him and Mølby will constantly work to get in between Dalglish and Rush.
Nicol, Bracewell, Reid. What a cranky little character he is. Bracewell into Reid again. That challenge was a tough one by Whelan. Reid has gone down in a heap. And that gesture, I think, tells you what he thought of it. He's a tough character, and he's an interesting character as well. Of course, he goes to Mexico, but he came here twice for cup finals, supporting Liverpool as a boy, here playing for Everton. Might have been a shove in the back. It was well spotted by the referee. The angle was good for him to spot it. Ratcliffe on the back of Rush, and now a free kick for Liverpool. It's with Hansen. Onto the left foot of Beglin. Didn't get a touch there for Rush. MacDonald again trying to creep in. Reid. And still MacDonald up there. Sharp trying to get the better of Hansen. Oh, and he just kept it in for Reid to play the ball in early. Only Sheedy is on this far side in a blue shirt. And there's a foul on by him. And it'll be a free kick to Liverpool.
It's been a good tempo start. Both teams playing nice, pacey football.
MacDonald. Beglin. Dalglish. That's an inimitable turn of his, but I think he's asked too much of Rush. Lineker's touch. Falling for Hansen. Now with Nicol. MacDonald. Well, that wouldn't have made Grobbelaar without the interception of Lawrenson. Now the chase is on. And it should be Bobby Mimms. Enormous kick there by Bruce Grobbelaar. They used to call a stiff breeze behind Liverpool at the moment. And Mølby in so quickly again. And if Liverpool do achieve the double here today, Jan Mølby will have had a taste of it earlier. He achieved the double with Ajax in Holland back in 1983. And I think it would have been a slightly different atmosphere in the final there to here, because I think there were only about 17,000 people watching that particular final in Holland. Here's Kevin Sheedy. Reid, Bracewell, nice play here by Everton. But again, that's David Pleat, that Liverpool back four was up so quickly that there was no space for them. Almost on the halfway line in point of fact. Dalglish though with the throw and a corner.
The Liverpool back line is very well organised and they'll do their best to contain the swiftness of Lineker.
Liverpool's first corner. Rush is poised. Ratcliffe is anxious. It came off Lineker. It's a Liverpool throw. Now Nicol hoisting the next one in. And well, it was Jim Beglin unexpectedly in from the back. One of three 22-year-olds on the field. Republic of Ireland international, of course, Jim. And Bobby Mimms with the goal kick again for Everton. Donald. Nicol. Gets it through to Rush. Mølby. It's being played at such a pace, David, that nobody really has been able to settle down and play it, I suppose, the way they really want to at the moment.
No, but that'll come. It's early days yet, and both sides, I think, have settled quite well. There is mistakes, but that's because they're playing a fast game and they're trying to get on top quickly.
There was another mistake. Ball falling to Hansen. Whelan. Lawrenson quick to react there. The ball came unexpectedly quickly to him. Rush's touch to Mølby. Mølby in turn, who's lost a boot, finding Craig Johnston. Nicol. MacDonald making ground to get to it. Mølby still seeking to get his boot on. Beglin. Mølby, nice touch. Beglin. Gets it through the rush, play on. No, now the flag was up, offside. Full of an hour gone, no score in this 1986 FA Cup final. Everton 0, Liverpool 0.
It would be nice if Stephen could get wide and they could get some ball to him hugging the touchline. Everyone seems to be filling infield at the moment rather than stretching outfield. And it's always been Liverpool's great philosophy to try and force people inside rather than let them get round the outsides. And if Everton can play the ball round the outsides and overload near the touchlines, they might get an advantage.
Hauwe. Don't think MacDonald will have the pace for it. Stevens will. Yes, it was interesting as you said that. There was just a whole line, a wedge of players right through the centre of the area without anything on the flanks at all.
Yeah, I think it's early days and it's nerves, and everyone's going to make sure that no one's gets an initial advantage. And consequently, as the game opens up and players get tireder, then more space will develop naturally.
There's an example. They do tend to so much now to drift, as I say, right through those central areas, the point that David Pleat has just made. Well, it's Mountfield with the free kick for Everton. Mølby. Lawrenson. Dalglish. Shuddering challenge from behind there by Mountfield. The referee will want a word with Derek Mountfield for that. He's left Dalglish on the ground. David?
You're not allowed to kick a manager, particularly the opposition manager.
It was a fairly crude challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a rough challenge, and Dalglish has got in coaching parlance peripheral vision. In TV terms, that means he's got eyes in the back of the head.
Yes.
And in everyday terms, it means he knows what he's doing all the time. And that was a super ball, he knew what was happening, but it was a rather silly challenge, particularly in that area where nothing could develop to create a chance.
But he escaped without a booking, and I think maybe he was a little fortunate. Well, Dalglish is okay, a little sore maybe, but it won't be the first bump he's had this season. It may not be the last one he has today. Rush trying to come in on this very quickly, and Ratcliffe just getting his head to it. Nicol. Mølby. Bracewell, but it falls for Nicol, and an offside Craig Johnston.
Mølby was described in one newspaper this morning as being like a one-man Viking army, and he's already made several tremendous challenges. He's so tough, his legs are like tree trunks, but he's got great guile with his passing.
He's a boy of 6'1". Dalglish. Now Lineker off in pursuit. That really was emergency action there by Grobbelaar. And as well for him that he contacted the ball, because if he hadn't, there could have been a terrible embarrassment for him. Oh! Well, there was a chance there, and they claim that Sharp was shot in the back. Referee didn't want to know.
Who'd be a referee? Difficult one. Off the ball. I would suggest not intentional.
So you would agree with the referee?
Certainly.
Certainly was a dangerous and ominous moment there for Liverpool. Coming up to 20 minutes and no score.
The move had developed, of course, with Lineker's pace down the middle, which forced the error by Grobbelaar.
Mountfield up. Bracewell, good control on his chest. And What a lovely ball now for Lineker to test his speed. He'll find that Lawrenson is with him. Still got it across, but what good support for Liverpool came in the shape of Steve Nicol. Everton's corner, and they're first. So what do we find? We find Graham Sharp at the near post. Pat van den Hauwe, you can see, has come just up behind him. Lineker will be lurking in there somewhere. Trevor Steven with the corner. Gary Stevens is up. Mountfield has come up from the back as well. Dalglish shouldering Sheedy off the ball, and Liverpool get a throw. If you're looking for a competitive game of football this afternoon, you really need look no further than this.
So much more exciting than that sterile European Cup final on Wednesday.
Rush. Dalglish. Johnston patiently waiting outside him. Mølby's gone through the middle, but the call comes for Johnston. Cross there towards Rush. Liverpool's top scorer for the 4th successive season, coming in with 31 this season so far. David?
Yeah, already 2 half chances from headers in the box, probably just at the top of his jump, just a little bit too much for him to get over the top of. And of course Beglin had that previous chance which resulted from a corner kick. So 2 quality crosses have given 2 half chances.
Sheedy, Lawrenson's header, one from MacDonald. Here's Johnston. Mountfield, standing firm. Nicol has had a very busy opening 20 minutes. Here's again. Van den Hauwe. In goes Reid, shields the ball through for Bracewell. Nicks it in now for Trevor Steven. Bracewell. Steven. Gary Stevens. Here goes Lineker. Flag stays down. But unfortunately for him, Lawrenson was also around, and a free kick was waved for by the linesman, but the referee has decided that the game should proceed. Again, that massive kick by Grobbelaar. And won by Stevens.
There's a very interesting confrontation up front, arguably the 2 fastest players in English League football. The fastest forward, Lineker, and the fastest defender, Lawrenson. And they're having a terrific challenge with the balls played over the top.
Well, here's Reid. And now Lineker versus Lawrenson. Played the ball. Corner.
Sometimes Lawrenson looks as though he's on skates.
So another Everton corner. Floated high, Van den Hauwe's in there. Grobbelaar had it, but lost it just for the moment. Tries to release Dalglish with the throw. MacDonald. Whelan. Beglin. This is better stuff. And they lose it. Bracewell. Sharp. Beglin again. MacDonald. Now, will MacDonald find Rush? No, Van den Hauwe's there with a header. It occurs to me, David, you talk about the speed at that end, but Rush versus Ratcliffe is no game for slouchers.
Yes, they'd be also excellent contenders. Maybe I should have widened that remark and said 4 of the quickest players in English League football.
Out of play, Everton's throw.
It does emphasise the quality of pace, very important asset for any player.
And with a good long throw, Gary Stevens. Oh, and it's almost too high for Bruce Grobbelaar. He got too far underneath that one. Stevens again, Grobbelaar again, this time a safe catch. Just got that little bit underneath it, Bruce Grobbelaar, but he was saved again by another defender. Hauwe, sharp, what a good ball, picking up Gary Stevens, slightly lower trajectory that time coming in, and Lawrenson getting it away to Beglin. Ratcliffe, Reid, and now Liverpool with men forward, and an offside Kenny Dalglish, flag it up. Just about, I would think. Stevens, Reid, Bracewell, losing out, Hansen, Ratcliffe, Hauwe, getting it back from Whelan, Beglin. Header only going to Johnston. Here is Mølby. For once the touch of Dalglish deserted him. And Reid now sending Lineker into the path of Gary Lineker. And Grobbelaar saves. But not this time. And Everton are in the lead with Lineker. This season becomes 40 goals for Gary Lineker. What a ball by Peter Reid. Out stripping Hansen. Grobbelaar saved it first time, almost saved it the second, but Lineker was not to be denied. David Pleat.
So quick with his reactions. The ball was super, just right. He was fortunate that he wasn't racing against Lawrenson, and his reactions were the reactions of a natural goal scorer. We've just got to all hope that he doesn't get that Spanish book out and doesn't desert these shores. We need him here for another year or two.
And we certainly need him in Mexico with that sort of form. Everton 1, Liverpool 0. Well, that's got the place buzzing. And it's provided a game that is crackled from the very first kick with a goal that will make it crackle even more now. Johnston trying to come in, Dalglish looking, well, he tumbled and just for a moment possibly was caught in two minds. Well, Everton had the double dashed from them by Manchester United here last season. Is it possible they might dash the double from Liverpool? Nicol putting it in. Well, I suppose pretty daft to make that sort of conjecture this early on, because you never write off a Liverpool side, that's for sure. And there's plenty of more football to be played here at Wembley this afternoon. But Everton leading by a goal to nil. Liverpool with a corner, and Steve Nicol taking it. Dalglish coming either to take it or to take the short one. He's going to get the short one. Dinked in by Dalglish. Lawrenson got in there. Kevin MacDonald's in there too. And it cleared the crossbar.
For the good of the game, it's a beautiful time to score, 15 minutes before half-time. It means early on, Liverpool, they know exactly what they've got to do. They've got an hour to get at the game, to attack Everton and to force the issue. That may leave spaces for even Lineker maybe to exploit more, but it makes it all the more open. The stalemate's been broken, and that's good.
Nicol. Mølby. Johnston. Mølby. A little nick in there towards Rush. And the blue shirts were closing quickly on Rush. Ratcliffe swinging a fine ball again there towards Sharp. Played on delightfully by him, but Stephen couldn't match it. Sheedy dinking one up again. Lawrenson versus Lineker, but the whistle had gone. It's a foul by Lawrenson, a free kick to Everton. What an amazing season for Gary Lineker, the number 8. Footballer of the year from the Football Writers, Player of the year from his own professionals. Stevens playing it high again towards Lineker. Beglin almost turning into trouble, and it might still prove to be trouble because Trevor Stevens got possession. Bracewell, Reid, Stevens played in again towards Lineker. Mølby, Dalglish. Mountfield just a moment ago, he's moving very smoothly and easily, and there seems to be absolutely no problem with the water or the fluid on the knee that he'd had.
Mountfield would have gained a lot of confidence from his first 3 touches in the game. They were all good touches, and that would have given him a lot of assurance. And certainly at the moment, Everton, maybe spurred by the goal, just have shown a little bit more composure and a little bit more relaxation in their play.
Well, there's the man who scored the goal, Gary Lineker. All this talk about £3 million in Barcelona. People suggesting it might be his last game. Certainly Evertonians everywhere will be hoping that that's just a load of nonsense. Difficult to keep your feet on this patch of ground here nearest this touchline. Kendall, a man born in Belgium who plays for Wales. It's a good long throw again. Nicol's header. And MacDonald just touching it down, Dalglish. But Sheedy stopped him. Mountfield planting it back again. Grobbelaar's catch.
Rather strangely at this side, neither side has had a lot of approach play down the left-hand side. Sheedy has rarely got hold of the ball, although Van der Hauwe's defended exceptionally well behind him. And on the left-hand side for Liverpool, they've really built very little.
Long ball again, trying to get Rush there. Mimms, fly hacking it away. There was a foul by Rush as he charged in on that. With 10 minutes to go to half-time, Gary Lineker's goal, he really has been a thorn in Liverpool's side this season. He's scored in both the Merseyside derbies, and he scored here as well. Stevens, this time Sharp is the target. In goes Bracewell, but away comes Hansen. Battle swinging from one end to the other. It's I hope you're agreeing at home, superb entertainment at the moment. MacDonald. Whelan. Dalglish. Stevens thought about the back pass, noticed that Rush might block the way, and so eliminated the risk. Here's MacDonald. A little chip in this time towards Rush. Good grief, he very nearly got in. It was Ratcliffe's good defence that held him off. Here's Lineker. Reid. And the flag up for offside. Not much in there, but it looked a very good break in the making there with Kevin Sheedy. A former Liverpool player, of course, Kevin. Dalglish, MacDonald into the path of Johnston, and Mimms did well. The youngster's got a lot of composure about him, David.
Yes, I think Mimms in his last few games for Everton has earned the respect. He doesn't need any sympathy. A lot of people are talking as though he's deputy to Southall, but he's earned the respect in his own right. He was signed for 150,000 from Rotherham, and that's an indication of the feeling that Howard Kendall had him for at that time. That was a splendid save.
Free kick to Everton. Kevin Ratcliffe with it. Sharp hanging in the air there for a moment. Whelan. Mølby. Rush. Offside. Well done, the linesman on the far side from Sussex. Dalglish. Bracewell. Oh, the break is on, and Sharp will take it up. But it's a lone run almost. He's got to wait for others to come, and Sheedy is one of them. Hauwe. Bracewell. Stevens. Never Steven. Okay. In spite of that, Everton appear, David, to be making the more promising looking breaks.
I think what's happening is Liverpool are playing a rather dangerous game, pushing out, rather square, and the excessive pace that Lineker has can just get behind them. And Nicol has a problem. He's wanting to push in and join in and support the two midfield players, and leaving a space behind for Lineker to get into in that inside left channel. It's a problem that Liverpool will have to discuss at half-time, I'm sure.
Free kick to Everton. Everton, who beat Exeter, Blackburn, Spurs, David Pleat's team, Luton. Painful memory there, David. And Sheffield Wednesday on the way here, because you looked as though you'd beaten them at Kenilworth Road, didn't you, for a while? But
yes, they destroyed our hopes 2 years running. They've got great resilience, and 2 years running we thought we'd got it, but we hadn't. The game's never lost until it's finally won, and conversely, and Everton never stop. And to have a goal lead at this stage in this game will give them tremendous heart.
And really all that you said applies to Liverpool as well, because they never stop, and they can never be written off. Liverpool, who beat Kenny Dalglish's team, who beat Norwich, Chelsea, York, Watford and Southampton on their way. It's Beglin now for Liverpool. A goal down with 5 minutes to go to half-time. Kevin MacDonald again trying to get that long ball in and rush. Shows the speed of Lawrenson.
Once again the same ball over the top of Nicol for Lineker running out.
Mølby. Retaliation there to a certain extent from Nicol. Now the big Dane on his way again. He'll be playing in the World Cup. Whelan. Played back there, and it had enough pace on it to get to Mimms from Bracewell. Dalglish. Sheedy. Beglin. Again, that long ball played forward, and Ratcliffe getting it back rather clumsily that time, wide of his keeper, conceding the corner, and quickly spotting, as you saw there, as he made the dash, they were going to try and get a short one, which they did in fact manage by way of Johnston. Now Nicol, and a little duck of the head there by Trevor Stephen, but he couldn't make any progress. It'll be an Everton throw though. Minutes gone, and it seems to have gone by in a flash, which I suppose indicates that something's always been happening out there. The only goal though, Everton's Gary Lineker after 27 minutes. Joy for Craig Johnston there. Got his mother and father and two sisters watching this away back in Newcastle, New South Wales in Australia. Here he goes again, but losing out to Sheedy. In came Nicol, no foul, and Whelan can take it up, and maybe Liverpool can build something here from the midfield as Mølby takes it up again for them. Away on the far side, Ronnie Whelan. Mølby, little chip in, there goes Rush. Looking up to see what's available, finds that Beglin is, and now Mølby. Dalglish, what can he come up with on the edge of the box? Nothing, the flag was up for an offside. Play on, said the referee. Dalglish versus Bracewell with a few elbows flying as well, and Dalglish kicking the ball at Sheedy rather. to come and talk to the Liverpool player manager about that.
That's where Kendall has the advantage this afternoon. He can't put a foot wrong.
I still think Howard would rather be out there.
I'm sure. Also, there's a stiff breeze, you know, in favour of Liverpool, and I feel that Everton have maintained the ascendancy in spite of that.
Half-time whistle, and Gary Lineker's 40th goal of a brilliant season has given Everton a one-goal lead in this cup final against Liverpool. David Plead, I'm just wondering now, I mean, Jimmy and Mick were both saying that Liverpool will need to sharpen up a bit. The point is they're just not making chances, are they?
No, so far they really can't complain. They haven't produced a clear-cut chance. They've had two headers. Rush just failed to get in once, and twice Kenny Dalglish made passes that other people didn't read. But generally speaking, you know, they will know, Liverpool, that they have to up the tempo of the game, or they have to change something. At the moment, he's kept it the same. He's got McMahon to bring on if he needs to, maybe to put MacDonald even into a sweeper role and let Lawrenson and Hansen get really tight and let the full-backs join in. But it'll be a difficult decision, and I think this is where his backroom staff as well, Paisley that's sitting on the line, and Ronnie Moran and Chris Lawler, they'll have some influence, because sometimes they can see a little bit more from the sidelines than the manager in the heat of the game.
Bruce having some fun with the band, I think. As we get the second half of this all-Merseyside 1986 FA Cup final underway, with Everton leading by 1-0. Guardsman to march away with his musical instruments, and Liverpool get us underway now, attacking the goal to our left. Nicol. Johnston trying to hustle a mistake out of Van den Hauwe. Back safely with Bobby Mimms. Made forward quickly to Lineker, wanting to get Trevor Steven in on it, and the ball coming off Whelan for the Everton throw. Lineker making a little sign to Stevens. He wanted it thrown over Hansen's head, but that's easier said than done. He certainly does hurl a good long ball, does Gary Stevens. And here comes another. Hoisted into that Liverpool penalty area. Missed almost disastrously there by Kevin MacDonald, to the surprise of Gary Lineker just standing behind him and the relief of Bruce Grobbelaar. Dalglish. Mølby, offside against MacDonald. Just as in the opening minutes of the first half, it was MacDonald making the breaks from the midfield, but maybe just lacking that one vital yard in pace. Bracewell, had a fine first half. Sheedy, delicate cross with the left foot, safely caught by Grobbelaar. Look at the throw for Rush. Whelan played in quickly for Mølby, who's not quite got going yet. Dalglish offside, no doubt. Ratcliffe with the free kick. Sharp getting it down. Beglin getting it away, not very far. Bracewell. MacDonald holding him off well, very effectively, with a bit of strength, getting it through to Grobbelaar.
The sun's gone down at the moment and the breeze I think is a little bit stronger, but the game's still shining. And I see Liverpool now up in the tempo of the game. It's set for a really exciting second half.
Here come Everton again with Lineker feeding and finding Trevor Stephen. Okay. Hansen. Stevens getting it back to Bobby Mimms. MacDonald again. Dalglish turns once more, knocks Stevens off the ball. But Stevens gets it back again here. Finds Trevor Stephen. Stopped by MacDonald. Free kick given and taken quickly by MacDonald. Can Rush get in there? Played back for Dalglish. It just isn't his day so far.
Brilliant quick thinking by MacDonald. Wonderful free kick to give Rush half a chance there.
And all credit to the referee for allowing it to be taken that quickly. It wasn't exactly the right spot, David.
The referee's done well throughout. He's tried to play the advantage rule. He's tried to let the game flow.
Trevor Stephen. Gary Stevens. Reid. Bracewell. Down by Lineker. Stevens. And Steve Nicol getting it away.
That was excellent probing play by Everton. Would have been a super goal if they'd have got one on the end of that. Good play.
Reid. It's been a very good cup final so far. Hauwe. Beglin. There's much to spare there. Oh, and Lawrenson gave it away. I think it was a shot there by Sheedy, swerving away, and Grobbelaar looking daggers at both Lawrenson and Hansen. So unlike them to make a muddle of a thing like that. But between them they got into a terrible pickle, and suddenly the ball is with Sheedy and it's swinging just wide of the far post. Lawrenson up again. He's shoving the back on Sharp. Well, I must say from my angle it could equally have been Sharp backing into the Liverpool defender. But the free kick's gone Everton's way. And it'll be their skipper Kevin Ratcliffe with it. Up goes Lawrenson. It's a handball by Craig Johnston. Six of it in the wall. Sheedy. Great free kick specialist. And Grobbelaar pushing it away. such a good free kick, but the wall had been lined up pretty efficiently. Wasn't really a great deal of work for Grobbelaar to do. He pushed it wide. And here he is with another corner. And John Hewitt has done it again for Aberdeen as they now lead Hearts by 2-0 up at Hampden Park.
Sheedy has a unique ability on the set plays, the corners and the free kicks. I was rather surprised very early on in the game where he allowed Stevens to take one. But he's the man.
Well, here he is with a corner. Curled in once more. Reid giving him another opportunity. Curled in again. It's important for Grobbelaar to get to it. It's a bit edgy there again for Liverpool. There's another long cross to test him. And again, there was an extraordinary mix-up in the Liverpool defence, and in the end, just look at that. Oh, teammates, but for a moment, anything but teammates. What about this?
Well, poor old Ian Rush is up the middle at the moment and he's scratching his head. He's looking at the indecision going on at the back and he's wondering where he's going to get the service to enable him to get back in the game.
Played back a long way by Lineker for Bobby Mimms. It's amazing when you think of so much, there's Bruce Grobbelaar again, that so much of Liverpool's football is simple and the thinking is always so clear. There have been one or two moments of extraordinary muddle-headed thinking in this Wembley Cup final from them.
Sometimes it's just a little call that makes all the difference, but the noise is so deafening that it's quite possible that they're not getting a clear understanding between each other because of this deafening noise.
So we had Grobbelaar and Beglin there, and a moment before, Lawrenson and Hansen. Well, they might have some more defending that needs clear thinking now as Stevens puts another long ball in, and this time Bruce Grobbelaar gets it safely. Over 10 minutes of the second half gone. Everton still leading by 1-0, the one by Lineker after 27 minutes of the first half. Beglin. And Mountfield gets that back. And there's time enough to spare.
There's a certain amount of nervousness in the defensive play at the moment, but I'm sure that Grobbelaar has just had a little sticky patch. He'll soon get composed and keep calm. He's had far bigger crises in his life than this.
There's his long kick towards his player manager, but it's Whelan. And Nicol thumping into Craig Johnston, and Lineker's on his way again, but that time Hansen got in first. Lawrenson forcing it way through to Beglin, and now Dalglish off in search of something, but Mountfield there again for Everton. Now Whelan, they've picking the pace up now, Liverpool. Now Mølby, now Rush. Yes! 1-1. When you thought their world was beginning to crumble, up pops the man who now scores his 32nd goal of the season. Ian Rush levels for Liverpool. Out of nothing. David.
Mølby. Tremendous anticipation, super calmness, and that's why clubs pay fortunes for people like Ian Rush and Lineker. Strikers who can take goals out of nothing. They've really set the game up. It looked as though it was going Everton's way.
Now Dalglish, and now maybe suddenly it's going Liverpool's way. He's got Craig Johnston in space on the right. Here he is. Well, that was an extraordinary ball. So is the double on again. Mimms with the throw out now for Gary Stevens. Stevens. Hansen.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but I believe that Rush has never scored a goal for Liverpool when he's been on the losing side. So that may be a very interesting omen.
That's quite right. He's also got an astonishing record in cup ties. That's his 16th goal in 19 cup ties for Liverpool. It's an amazing scoring rate. Scored in 121 matches, and Liverpool have won 101 of them and have never lost one, as you say, David. And here's Rush again. Mimms has come out. Beglin. Mølby. Put your money on this one now, would you?
No, Reid and Bracewell will have to get hold of the game again. They were dominating it at the time Rush has scored, and of course it's goals that count. And Rush must be praying at the other end that the indecision that was apparent in the Liverpool back four calms itself down.
Dalglish. Bracewell onto him. Lovely turn by Dalglish. Delightful little ball in there for MacDonald. Stumbling through the challenge, picking out Whelan. And a little ball in for MacDonald again, but he hadn't got the pace to get to that one. Hansen there. Whelan seems to have found a new lease of life. Indeed, the whole Liverpool side does at the moment. Mølby. Craig Johnston. Nicol there first. And not on the same wavelength that time as Craig Johnston and Peter Reid. Stevens to Stevens. 1-1 the score. Stevens again. Lineker off in chase. But Hansen would not be denied that time. And then a great save! Sharp header. Again out of nothing. And Grobbelaar making a superhuman save there. Totally unexpected. The clearance came from a Liverpool player. There's Sharp getting up, and now just look at Grobbelaar just flicking it over.
Magnificent save, but it was a wonderful header too.
Well, it's a corner for Everton. Corner flag nearly decapitating an England player there. Now Trevor Stephen then with the corner. Grobbelaar's catch, a safe and a good one at the near post.
I think you can safely say he's come out of his crisis.
Mountfield, side against Sharp, who hadn't got back quickly enough. Beglin. Rush, in for Mølby. Craig Johnston! Liverpool are in the lead. Mølby's big part in it, just as it was in the first one. And Johnston finishing it off.
Once again, Mølby involved, powerful. Superb ball across the 6-yard box. Nothing Mimms could do, nothing in the world. Mølby's really proved a great Dane today. He's done tremendous.
And suddenly the double is now really on. What a moment for Craig Johnston and his family back in Australia watching it. A lad who paid his own fare to come over here and try his luck in the programme 10 years ago, and saying that this afternoon is the culmination of 10 years of dreaming and hard work. a storybook finish it would be for him if that were to be the winning goal.
It's the early hours of the morning in Newcastle, New South Wales, but they'll be whooping it up at the moment as Craig Johnston puts Liverpool in the lead.
Bobby Robson too will be able to breathe again, or sigh with relief, because he would have been very unhappy if it goes to extra time and there's a draw here today, because he wants his players as quick as possible.
Sheedy offside against Lineker. But it's all those famous Liverpool qualities, though, when you think that they're beginning to be played out of the game, that suddenly they dig even deeper, they find some amazing reserves, and even on the bench, the emotion is there, running around. Bob Paisley, kicking every ball, hitting every ball, making every tackle.
As one football manager once said, Brian, I believe, in one of a moment of jest, I think, you're never down until you're out.
Well, if Liverpool do win, they become only the 5th club ever to do the double. Preston away back in 1889, Aston Villa in 1887. Grobbelaar. Spurs in 61 and Arsenal in 71. And Hauwe. It's a splendid cup final. Stevens. Trevor Stephen, but it's a little too close to Hansen, and Grobbelaar's out quickly. That throw might put Beglin in a bit of trouble, but it's a Liverpool throw. Just about halfway through the second half now. Reid, Stevens, Mountfield, Sharp and Lineker are both up. No foul. Lawrenson, Johnston, Reid in quickly, and Reid unhappy indeed with that challenge by Lawrenson, but the referee quickly got between them. Taken from the right spot. Mountfield's gone up to add height and power to this situation. Sheedy with it, and a little too far ahead both of Mountfield and Stephen. On the far side, Everton are warming up Adrian Heath. Johnston. By Johnston.
If Everton keep their cool, they're still good enough to come back. They've still got enough time. We're halfway through the half.
Sharp. Nicol getting in there. MacDonald hacking it away. That's a nice touch there by Rush, and he's got it to Dalglish. Still with Dalglish. Can he find the little pass for Rush? It comes instead to Mølby. the best I've seen for quite a little while, I think, David.
Yeah, very, very good. It's got all the qualities of an English game. It's fast, there's good control, good passing, good tackling, which is very important. And you just can't compare it with some of the slower, very sterile build-ups that we see sometimes, for example, maybe in areas of Dutch football and on the continent.
Nicol and Sharp having a little battle there, and the ball eventually coming off the Liverpool number 4. Graham Sharp has won the throw, which Pat Van den Hauwe, as you can see, trying to get a bit of purchase on that touchline to get a long throw in there towards Sharp. Sheedy, and a corner for Everton. With it, Grobbelaar. That was some positive keeping there. Nicol. Van den Hauwe. Reid. He and Bracewell have got to bring some stability and creativity to the middle of the field now for Everton. It's amazing to think, what was it, 10 minutes ago that Grobbelaar and Beglin were having their dust up, and the world seemed to be falling about their ears. Now Liverpool leading by 2-1. Hansen up. Nicol, Lawrenson. Everton going to bring Heath on very shortly. And they're going to take off Gary Stevens. Well, now's the moment. Now, what do you make of that, David, please?
Well, it's a bold move forward for a defender. Possibly play Heath in semi-midfield position, attacking on the right. They've got to throw men forward. They haven't got a problem on the left-hand side. Stevens hasn't been involved in any difficult defensive work. He's had a comfortable time. Heath will go as a third forward in between the two strikers.
Looks so they're putting Van den Hauwe to right back and Sheedy across to slot in somewhere left backish. And Heath, of course, does have this remarkable record of coming on and scoring important goals as a substitute.
I think that Van der Hauwe's been one of the best players in the game. He's done exceptionally well. They put him to right back now. The way he's improved his left foot kicking is quite remarkable, and a good proof of his dedication to the game. He's been one of Howard's best signings.
Dalglish. MacDonald. That's a goal kick. At 18 minutes left, and Liverpool leading 2-1. MacDonald. Van den Hauwe. Hansen up. It's a competition really that's jinxed Liverpool over the last few years, when they've won just about everything that there has been won to win, rather, when you feel that you have to go back to 1974, the last time they won the FA Cup. And not one of the players here has ever played in an FA Cup final.
It's also quite remarkable there's not one Englishman in the Liverpool side today.
Sheedy. Sheedy again. Heath. You know, I hadn't realised that, David. I've just been quickly, while we were watching, going through it. Absolutely right. Not one.
Howard's made his substitution, I feel, at the perfect time. I think Everton now are really going to seize the initiative and force the issue. Whether they can force a goal, well, that's the exciting question.
Well, they have 15 minutes left in which to repair the damage that's been done by Ian Rush and Craig Johnston, giving Liverpool the 2-1 lead. Sheedy. Oof, could have been dangerous. An important header away there by Hansen. Trevor Stephen with the corner for Everton. Liverpool have piled everybody except Rush back into their penalty area. Mølby's header, finding Dalglish, and that means a moment of a breather for the Liverpool defence. Ratcliffe getting it back to Mimms. Exactly a quarter of an hour left now. Lawrenson caught there by Sharp as he turned. It'll be a free kick to Liverpool.
Since Gordon Lee signed him from Dumbarton a few years ago, he's added just a little bit of aggression to his game as Sharp, but he's a good centre forward with good technique, and I'm sure he'll partner McAvenny for Scotland in the World Cup.
And at 25, still plenty of years of good football inside him. Well, Liverpool with the throw, Craig Johnston taking it, finding Kenny Dalglish. Lawrenson, but the whistle had gone. It's a free kick to Everton. Aberdeen now leading 3-0. Stark the scorer. 2-1 to Liverpool here. Hauwe for Everton. Bracewell. Wide towards Mountfield on the far side, but it was Hansen who got up furthest. Sheedy. Bracewell. Sheedy again. Trevor Stephen. One in there towards Sharp, play down towards Reid. Lawrenson getting it away, but not very far. Sharp again trying to readjust himself to get the right sort of volley in.
Liverpool must be very wary of sitting too deep in the 6-yard box. If Everton keep knocking that in, eventually they'll get a chance and take one.
So what would you see? Liverpool playing much as they did in the first half, keeping the back four well up all the time. I mean, normally they are such a good side at killing off a game, Liverpool, when they need to, over the years, with the sort of lead that they've had in Europe and so on, David?
Yes, they can defend, but if they sit too deep, they could be in trouble, because all Everton will do is keep pumping it into the far post.
Here's Hauwe. Inside the last quarter of an hour. Liverpool 2-1. Whelan. Rush. Feet were high on Hauwe. But a free kick given Liverpool's way. Touch there for Reid. Oh, and then gives it away badly to Whelan. He's got Rush on one side, Johnston on the other. Here's Rush. Dalglish. Oh, what a lovely dummy. Played there for Mølby. Great strike of the ball, Mølby.
and he hit it straight at Mimms. When there looked to be a gap between Mimms and the post, I thought, but it's so easy from here. Certainly some delicate and some devastating play there by Mølby. Sheedy. Really would have sewn it all up. Johnston. Dalglish. Here's Reid. Not over yet, but that's offside.
It would be nice if someone went down injured for a couple of minutes just to give us a breather, Brian.
This is not such hard work as it was last Wednesday night in Seville, I can tell you though. This is a pleasure. All right, let's have a look at that Mølby challenge a moment ago, David. The lovely skills it turned out to be.
Got tremendous control at close quarters.
Now Rush. And Hauwe gets it back. Mølby. And an offside against Rush. Touchdown there for Dalglish. Now, will Mølby get to this one, or will it be Mountfield? Here's the answer. Sharp. Little touch on. They claim handball. Referee didn't want to know. Came not off the hand or the arm. Whelan. Johnston. Given away by Mølby to Reid, and now for Sharp, who's got Lineker up as well. And Beglin doing a sterling piece of work there for Liverpool, and kept his head superbly after he'd done it. Suddenly Sharp and Lineker look most menacing. Now Rush made. Into Mølby. Trying a delicate little chip. Kenny Dalglish. Ronnie Whelan. Splendid stuff now.
The game has got lovely and stretched, end-to-end stuff, literally end-to-end stuff. And there's no denying everyone deserves a medal today. Everyone deserves a winner's medal. Unfortunately, 12 will have to suffer.
Adrian Heath. But which 12? And Hauwe. Heath. Turning Hansen one way, turning him the other, finding Trevor Stephen with a delightful ball there. A cross, which is a deep one. They're all coming in on the far side. Goal kick. Looking at just about the coolest man on the field. Nothing seems to unnerve him, even if times occasionally are bad. Smiles his way through it. Such a good influence really on the rest of the team, Bruce Grobbelaar. But 8 minutes left. Here comes Sheedy. Little chip on towards Lineker. MacDonald in before Heath. Whelan getting it out to Johnston. Here's Rush. Well, delightful again. Mølby. Oh, look at the space here now for Whelan. Dalglish is making a run for him. One player's gone tumbling. And it's played across for Rush. That's another one, and that will make it safe for Liverpool, and that will mean, without any doubt at all now, that the league and cup double will be theirs. Ronnie Whelan past the blue balloon. A
Ratcliffe over the last defender to the man who never fails from that sort of position. He knocked over a camera and he's knocked over Everton's chances as well.
Watch Dalglish. Absolutely brilliant Dalglish there. Made a run right across the face of the goal to leave the space. Tremendous. The manager did tremendous.
Good spot there, David. 3-1, 2 for Rush, and 1 for Johnston. There's Hansen. Goal kick. What an amazing transformation by Liverpool. I mean, it's incredible. I keep going back to that moment of Beglin and Grobbelaar when they were at each other's throats almost. And just look at the transformation in, what, the 20 minutes or so that has happened since then. Dalglish finding Johnston, looking for goal number 4. Mølby. That'll be a free kick to Liverpool. 5 minutes left.
Well, they say football's a funny game, it's also the most fascinating game.
And
today,
for him, it'll be just about the most heartbreaking game.
terrific.
Stephen now for Everton. Hauwe finding Trevor Stephen. Everton manfully still trying to put some football together to seek a glimmer of hope, and they're putting some football together now as Sharp crosses a good ball in there. Grobbelaar gathering it safely.
Two consecutive bad crosses really by Everton standards. The one by Stephen and that the one by Sharp.
Sheedy. Laid back nicely by Sharp for Heath. And now Stephen. Lineker's waiting in the middle, but so too, sadly for Everton, was Steve Nicol. Well, that's an extraordinary ball by Stephen, finding Rush with it. Whelan, back to Grobbelaar. Well, you'll see the sides that have done the double for, as I told you a little while ago, Preston, Villa, and in modern times only Spurs and Arsenal. But Liverpool will be the 5th. That at the moment there is very little doubt, with only 4 minutes left. Here's Dalglish. Well, he's lost his boot, but he looks as though he's won another trophy. Craig Johnston down at the moment. I don't know whether it's a touch of cramp that Craig has got.
I think this is the first time the trainer's been on. Roy Evans on. First time in 90 minutes.
You're right.
That's terrific. It's been a triumph for English football today. I do feel that after the tragedy at the Highfield Stadium, English football needed such a lift, and the two most consistent teams in our league this year have done it today at the showpiece game. And for Liverpool, have been the most outstanding team in England for 15 years. It's a triumph that they'll treasure forever. It's a fantastic to get a double and to deserve it for their achievements. It's not just Kenny Dalglish, it's the whole team, it's the whole way they run the club, it's the chairman, it's the secretary, and it's the management team that is sitting on the touchline today. And we mustn't forget the wonderful supporters.
Well, here they are with a throw now, Craig Johnston. 2 minutes left.
Without any doubt, it's been a most astonishing year for Dalglish, and I think to achieve what he's achieved, and I think a lot of people doubted the wisdom of plunging Kenny into that particular position, but he's answered those critics time and time again. Just a minute left now. Sheedy. The Liverpool defence have pushed right up almost to the centre line. There was absolutely no room for Everton unless somebody could make a well-timed run. Heath, whose substitution for once didn't turn the course of the game. Stephen, for the second successive year, it looks as though Everton are here to finish second. Whelan, to the man of the moment, Dalglish, to the man with 2 goals to his credit, Rush, who's got Kevin MacDonald up as well. He's feeding Kenny Dalglish, hoping that Dalglish can perhaps finish something off, but he can't. Well, I'll make it time added on for injuries now, and as David Fleet was saying, there's very little of that, and Liverpool are almost there with a league and cup double. But at the moment it's Adrian Heath, and it'll be a corner for Everton. The question is whether there'll be time to take it. Up comes Mountfield. Heath. Bracewell. And Grobbelaar catching it well. And the little pass for his captain to go storming up the field. Misunderstanding there between Reid and Mimms, but it came to nothing. Another look at the watch. The ball is back with Grobbelaar. The double is safe with Liverpool. Dalglish. And now Rush. Is it going to be a hat-trick? Oh, so close. And only Stan Mortensen back in 1953 had ever got a Wembley hat-trick. Bracewell offside. Another look at the watch. And Kenny Dalglish's men are almost there for a historic victory at the end of a historic season for Liverpool. And at the end of a game that's been the very best possible advertisement for British football. The final whistle. The double belongs to Kenny Dalglish and Liverpool. Winners here in the FA Cup by 3 goals to 1. Having already clinched the First Division Championship. The smiles are broad and the win was emphatic after an amazing turnaround in the second half, when Lineker had put Everton apparently on the way and Liverpool out of sorts with each other. Bruce Grobbelaar going right across to see Bobby Mimms, which is good, a lovely gesture. The young man only just in the Everton side, and there's sportsmanship from beginning to end. Well done, Bruce Grobbelaar, and many congratulations to Liverpool. Well, he ran 3 parts of the length of the field, did Grobbelaar, to make that little gesture to the 22-year-old who finishes up on the losing side. Well, the Liverpool fans are jubilant. The Everton fans are silent, although their side again has done them proud this season, finishing second in the First Division table and second in the FA Cup final at Wembley. Well, they were saying up in Liverpool, you're either winners or you're nowhere. Johnston, splendid second goal from him. They're all on cloud 9 now, those lads in red and white. Good word too for the referee. I thought Alan Robertson had an outstanding game. The referee, Gary Gillespie there, who sadly a virus kept him out. Caught from another member of his family, I gather. officials there doing their utmost to stop certain cameramen getting pictures that really are historic, and they're a part of an afternoon that's been full of sportsmanship. Why that should happen, I cannot think. But still, there it is. Here are Liverpool going up. Led by their skipper, and it's the first season that Alan Hansen has been captain of the side. A week of terrible disappointment for him when he was left out of the Scotland World Cup squad. But I would have thought that's right at the back of his mind now, as he's getting handshakes all along the line to go and receive the cup from Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent. The big, amiable Scotsman who's led Liverpool to a triumph with the broadest smile in Wembley. A word with Her Royal Highness, and a cup, and a gesture that says Liverpool have done the double. Dalglish, I think he'll have to build an extension in his home for all the prizes and the presentations and the trophies. What a season for him, and Bruce Grobbelaar too. Craig Johnston all the way from Australia, Steve Nicol and Ronnie Whelan, the smiles of winners. Jim Beglin, only 22 years old, Steve McMahon, who didn't get on, the man who did and scored 2 goals, Ian Rush. I just wonder, looking at all these people, David, if you had a choice of the man of the match, would you pick one in particular?
No, I daren't make a prediction. I think the supporters of football have won the game today. I think they've proved that in football you can all live together. I think it's been a fantastic day.
Well, I think a lot of votes will go for Ian Rush, scorer of 2 of the goals. I wonder at home what you might think. There'll be the usual lap of honour. There'll be the usual posing, and Liverpool do it so well for the whole bank of cameramen as Everton get their losers' medals from Her Royal Highness. Bobby Mimms, not far from tears. Derek Mountfield, who only made it at the last because of that injury. Adrian Heath, who just didn't have the magic touch when he came on today. Kevin Sheedy, the former Liverpool player himself. Peter Reid, a real scouser through and through. Oh. And Gary Lineker, he's not far from tears either. Trevor Stephen, who gave it everything. And Pat Vanden Hauwe. Paul Bracewell, a magnificent first half. And Gary Stevens on his way to join England. And a man who also played a very big part in it as well, the referee Alan Robinson. And a kiss for the cup, which at one point in the afternoon looked as though it might slip away from Liverpool's grasp. Not that they really at that point ever had a hand on it. Well, they're making off towards a most amazing bank of photographers down by the goal line. And I've no doubt we shall see the usual team photograph and a team song and a chant and a digging up and down. The first ever Merseyside Cup final won by Liverpool. Oh, there they go. They've done it before, and with the way they played, you sometimes feel they're going to do it again and again. Sammy Lee in the middle there, and Paul Walsh, who didn't get on, but are as happy as sandboys. Some of the Everton players have gone straight off. In fact, Graham Sharp and Kevin Sheedy have gone straight off without any sort of lap of honour. But 9 of the Everton players will make the lap of honour. It's a joyous and glorious occasion for Liverpool Football Club. You have to feel a great sympathy for 9 Everton players. Here they are trudging round. Two of them went straight off, couldn't face it, and they're going around, and I tell you what, just behind those Everton players, so just look at the Liverpool fans giving a cheer to the Everton players going round. I mean, that's the sort of afternoon we've enjoyed.
I thought it was quite remarkable when the Everton players were going up for the losers' medals, the applause from the Liverpool section of the crowd.
Well, only the third time Liverpool have won the FA Cup and the first time since 1974. Well, the footballer of the year, the player of the year, the man with 40 goals to his credit, and let's hope there are one or two left in the locker for Mexico. Gary Lineker goes off, and Trevor Steven too. But they look back at a scene that says that Ian Rush with his 2 goals and Craig Johnston with his 1, Kenny Dalglish, Bruce Grobbelaar and all have won it for Liverpool. Well, we're going to be talking to some of those Liverpool heroes and rather those saddened Everton characters as well. Liverpool have won by 3 goals to 1. We're going to take a short break, and after the break we should be meeting some of the men who've been out in the middle this afternoon.